Well, again, tonight we're talking about fighting the insurance company. We're taking your questions. We've got Anthony on the line. Hey, Anthony, what is your question?
Hey, Anthony.
Yes, my question is, okay, if I'm involved in an accident and the other party is in the wrong and my vehicle is total and they pay off the vehicle, will I be can I go after them and make them pay me money for a down payment on another vehicle?
Oh,
Yeah, and that's a good question. Anthony, I get that all the time. Number one, I'm not sure you hung up before we could answer as far as or ask whether you were injured or not. Assuming you were not, and if it's just property damage, then the law in Alabama states that you're limited to the amount of the value of the car. Okay, so in other words, I had a case a couple of years ago where the vehicle was only worth, it was a mechanic that, or I'm sorry, an electrician that had a vehicle, older vehicle, probably worth $1,500. He got rolled over several times, and it was going to cost him about $15,000 to $20,000 to replace that vehicle. The insurance company is not going to replace your vehicle. They only have to pay you the value of the vehicle right before the accident. So if you have a car that's worth $5,000, they're only going to pay you $5,000. They're not going to pay you $5,000 plus enough money to go get another car. Now, if you were injured, you can make up the difference with your personal injury claim, but not. They can stick to the value of the car, not what it's going to cost to replace it or for a down payment or anything like that. It's not, it's not a good thing, but it is what it is, and that's the law.
I guess, what is there, gap insurance you can get? That just covers, I guess, if you if the car's totaled and you still owe money on the car, it covers in that scenario. But I don't know if it covers it for a down payment.
No, it does not.
On another car.
No, gap insurance is very important because let's say that you have a car you paid $20,000 for, but it's only worth $18,000. Okay, because you bought it at some used car lot, and if you total that car, they're going to pay you $18,000, but you're still going to owe that $2,000 that you have to pay back to the finance company. So, but the gap insurance covers that difference, but it does not cover anything like a down payment to get another car. But I always get, liability, uninsured motorist, and gap insurance,
Max
and
it out.
It's not expensive at all.
But in Anthony's scenario, and I know we're not sure if he's injured or not, but I mean, that's why it's important to speak with an attorney to know all of your options. Because if he was injured in that case, there might be a case to pursue.
Sure.
And he could maybe recover something so that he could afford the down payment on that next car. And that's where it's valuable to talk to somebody. It doesn't cost you anything.
100%. And a lot of times people, they're like, well, I don't want to call a lawyer because it's going to cost me a bunch of money. And the insurance company may even tell you that. Don't listen to any of that. Talk to a good lawyer, find out what your rights are, and then you can decide whether you need to hire that lawyer or not. And any good lawyer is going to tell you that you either A, don't need a lawyer, or B, you do need a lawyer. They're not, just going to take the case just for the heck of it. So, but never go it, especially if your car was totaled, don't go on this on your own because it's not going to turn out well.
Right, because injury attorneys work on what's called a contingency.
That's right.
Fee, right?
Yeah.
And so you don't get paid unless you recover. So
that's right.
So that's why you don't bother your time with if it's not a case, then.
I get so many calls. I got 2 or 3 last week that I really wanted to help them, but there was nothing I could do. And I told them, you don't need a lawyer because it's going to wind up costing you more to hire someone than to get somebody else involved.